everyone, my name is Kate, and I am the author and illustrator behind Constellations. Constellations is the story of Claire Dunrow, who has always felt more like a boy than the girl they were born as. But in 1986, in the depressed upstate city of Troy, New York, that's always been a problem. As Claire finds alcohol to be the salve they need to medicate the gap between who they are and who they feel they are, escalating stakes land them in a court-ordered rehab. It's there, amongst a crew of fellow misfits, that a kind but seasoned caseworker leads the teens in a different kind of classroom where the lessons are on those of survival. Claire's story overlaps with mine in two pretty major ways. We both went to rehab for alcohol abuse, and we both grew up in the wrong body in a time and place where there weren't really even the words to say so. The rehab was such an intense experience. The stakes were all really high, and it just made everything really poignant. When I first started work on Constellations, that was really more my focus. But as work continued on the project, it got harder and harder to talk about rehab without talking about why Claire was in rehab. And it was alcohol, of course, but why alcohol? What made that such a relief for them, and what did they need relief from? So that, of course, got harder and harder to talk about without really staring at the reasons I'd been in rehab myself and kind of dragging them onto the pages. That's how the book landed where it did, telling Claire's story of untangling their knot of gender identity and substance abuse, while the making of the book was a crucial step in untangling my own. The decision to make Constellations a graphic novel was kind of automatic. I've always felt compelled to write, and I've always felt compelled to draw, and I just don't think there's any other medium that the two can meet so perfectly in the middle. I think every artist is a translator between how their brain cooks up a story and how their hand puts it on the page. And at least for storytelling purposes, comics are just the most accurate to how that looks to my process. If I was to give any advice to readers who might relate to Claire's story, it's that self-improvement is the hardest kind of work there is. Part of the reason why is that it often involves deconstructing this curated version of yourself that you've built over the years to cover your damages. Breaking that down can feel so overwhelming that it feels impossible to try. But as Charlie tells Claire, you start not by doing, but by wanting. So if the desire to improve is there, you've already begun.